Juniors, this is a recording of our Just for Juniors meeting that talks about information for your senior year and also information for after graduation. If you do not know your counselor, now would be a very good time to get to know who your counselor is. If your last name is A through G, you have Miss Jones for a counselor. H through PA, you will have Miss Walker, and PE through Z, you will have Miss Hackfeld. We will be helping you prepare for your plan for after high school and also prepare to make sure that you have all the credits you need for graduation. You should be receiving a red file folder with lots of information. One of the things you will find in that file folder is a credit check along with a class verification and also a copy of your transcript. One of the things you need to look at is the credit check sheet. So you should find the sheet that has some check marks and some highlights. So what you'll want to do is just kind of look through that. Anything that's highlighted are classes that you will need to have for your senior year. And if your counselor has made any notes out to the side for you, you may need to look and just kind of see if there's something you're missing or there's maybe something you need to talk to your counselor about. There's also a copy of your verification of the classes you signed up for senior year. If you have made any changes, I know in advisory you guys have had an opportunity to make some changes to your next year's schedule. If you made any changes, those will not be reflected. Know that we are making those changes, but they are not going to be reflected because those were printed a little bit ago. And then the copy of the transcript that you have is just from the semester. You will all receive a new copy of your transcript this summer so that you can use that one with your full year, junior year grades to start applying to colleges. Please make sure that the classes that you have signed up for next year, that your schedule includes all the classes that you need to take for graduation. If you need to make any changes, there is a QR code outside of the counseling office for you to make changes. And just remember that the last day to make schedule changes is the last day of school. One of the things that you will also find in your red folder is a testing calendar. We put out a testing calendar every year. These are for SAT and ACT. Those are college entrance exams. Any of the ones that are highlighted in orange are ones that are offered at the high school. You will not have an opportunity to take it at the high school again like you did this year. So any other tests that you would like to take, you'll have to sign up for on your own, and you will have to take them on a Saturday. If you see test dates that are not highlighted in orange, that means it's offered, but it may not be at Aledo High School. So it might be at Trinity Valley or Brewer or somewhere close. So you can still have an opportunity to take it. And then we'll release another testing calendar next school year. So let's talk a little bit about SAT versus ACT. So SAT and ACT are college entrance exams. Colleges don't require them at this point for entrance into college or admissions into colleges. Most don't because of COVID. However, many colleges still require a score for SAT or ACT for scholarship purposes. So we do think it is in your best interest to take the SAT or the ACT. We like for you to take both just because they are a little bit different. ACT does have a science section included. So we like you to take both and see which one you prefer and then focus on one or the other. If you're attending a 2-year college or a trade school, they will not require the SAT or the ACT for admissions or for any scholarship purposes. One of the resources we would like for you to start looking at is our Major Clarity. You were given information about Major Clarity earlier this year. This is kind of a one-stop shop for college and career searching. You can access Major Clarity by going through your Launchpad. There is an app with an MC. You can just click on that and you're automatically logged in. If you don't know what you're wanting to do after senior year, then this would be a great place to start. We have lots of videos on the Aledo High School Counseling website that walk you through different ways to use Major Clarity. So we would suggest starting here to kind of look through maybe some careers or even some colleges that you might want to look at applying to. You do get college visits junior year and senior year. Junior year, you get 2 college visits, and senior year, you also get 2 college visits. We like you to take college visits because it's really good to get on the campus and get a feel for the people there and just the environment. You can take those days without notifying us and then just bring a note back to the attendance office, and it will count as a college visit, and it does not count against your exemptions. There's a lot of schools that do preview days where they have lots of juniors who come out. You just have to sign up and look those up online. Some colleges will do that in the summer as well. Summer is a good time to go just because you do have time off. Know that you might not get the full experience just because a lot of students are not there, but it is a good time to try to go to some colleges and get some visits done. Okay, so let's talk about the different types of college applications. So applications for four-year colleges typically open in July. If you are applying to any public college in Texas, they will use a website called www.goapplytexas.org. It doesn't matter if it's a 2-year school or a 4-year school, they will all use this applytexas.org website. The idea behind this website is you just have to put all of your information in one time, and then you can send it to multiple places. Most four-year colleges require an essay to be written. Those essay prompts are available on these websites. So that's something you can go ahead and look up now. If you're attending a private four-year college, like TCU or Baylor, Rice, ACU, and a lot of times our out-of-state schools use this as well, you might want to look at a website called Common Application, and that's www.commonapp.org. It's the same idea as a Go Apply Texas. You put all of your information in, and then you can send it to multiple places. It's just more for private schools and out-of-state schools. They will also have the essay prompts. And then there may be some other application websites you have to use for different schools if they aren't using those universal applications. Letters of recommendation. So you may hear other people talking about letters of recommendation. So letters of recommendation, they're usually not required for admission purposes unless you're applying to a private school. Some universities will take it as a part of the admissions, but a lot of them won't. So you'll just really want to look school to school on what they require for admission. Where we see a lot of letters of recommendation that are needed are in scholarship applications. So most scholarship applications will ask for a letter. So we do think it's a good idea for you to talk to 1 to 2 teachers and kind of secure that. And a lot of teachers get a lot of requests. So we like for you to do that before you get out of school for junior year. Talk to the teacher, present them with some kind of a resume, and then just let them know that you'll be getting back to them on when and where you'll need those letters of recommendation sent. Let's talk about community colleges and trade schools. So if we are huge advocates for students starting at community college and trade schools, if they don't know what they're wanting to do, or if it's just more financially, if that's where they are financially, we don't want you to start at a 4-year school if you're not quite ready. And there's lots of reasons why people aren't ready. It might be that you want to save some money and have lower cost of tuition for a couple of years. It might be that you don't know what you want to do and you don't want to go start at a 4-year school and spend a lot of money if you're not even sure that that's what is for you. Some people start because they're not quite ready to leave home, or maybe they have some health reasons where they have to be close to home. We've got a great community college right down the road from us, Weatherford College. And then we also have Tarrant County College. So we have some great options close to home. There's also some great options close to some bigger schools, like Blinn College is a great community college that is in direct relation to Texas A&M. So 2-year schools, they don't require the SAT or the ACT. They're automatic admission as long as you graduate from high school. Trade schools are the same way. We are huge advocates for trade schools for our students who just aren't college bound. and there are some great trade schools in the area. The counselors will be taking a group to a trade school field trip next year. So we think that would be a great opportunity for some of our students. Ways to get admitted. So there are different ways to get admitted to school. You don't have to be a part of the top 10% to be admitted into a college. I think that's a big misconception. If you are wanting to go to a college, we definitely encourage you to apply. There are some colleges that have assured admission based off of maybe your class rank or your GPA or even your test scores. And then a lot of schools will do something called a holistic review. That means they're looking at you as a whole student. So they're looking at the classes that you took in high school. What grades did you receive? Any kind of work you've done or community service. And then transfer admission is another great way to be admitted. We have a lot of students who their grades aren't quite where they need to be to get straight into a four-year school. So they go to a two-year school first and then work to meet that transfer criteria. So if you think about it, there's a lot of students who are applying to go straight into a four-year school. There's not quite as many applying to transfer. So it's a good opportunity if you have your heart set on, for example, A&M. They have Blinn College that's right down the road. We have a lot of students who start there and then transfer into A&M. And most colleges will have something similar. And some colleges even have programs that you might be offered. For example, UT Austin. If you don't get into UT Austin, sometimes they will offer you an opportunity to start at a branch school. And if you keep a certain GPA, then you could automatically go into UT Austin. So there are some different programs that are available out there. Financial aid. We are excited to offer every fall a financial aid night where we have a financial aid officer come and speak to our parents and students. This would be something good for you and your parents to plan on attending. And then just know that everybody has to complete something called the FAFSA. It's the free application for federal student aid. Everybody has to complete that. It's a graduation requirement. And we'll talk more to you about the FAFSA, but it's just another way to try to earn some money to go into college. Scholarships are another great way to help pay for college. The biggest dollar amount of scholarships are going to come straight from the college itself. So if you look on this college's website, look under scholarships or financial aid, and they should have a list. We also send out a monthly scholarship list, and we kind of keep a running list of that all year long. So kind of be watching for that. You can also find that on our counselor website. Another great use for Major Clarity is to request your transcripts to be sent and to request your letters of recommendation. There are videos on how to do this, but next year you will have to be logging into that Major Clarity to request your transcript to be sent. And if you're needing letters of recommendation, you also request those through that Major Clarity program. One of the great things about Aledo is that we do have a partnership with Tarleton. They love to get Aledo students. It's a great school that is not too far from Aledo, so it would be an easy one to go visit. They do have some special admission standards for Aledo students, so make sure you look at that. And if you do go visit, talk to whoever's leading your group, talk to them about their partnership with Aledo ISD. We do want you to look through the red folder that you have received. Remember to look through your senior information. Also in that red folder is just a review of all the things that are on this video, just kind of an agenda for you. There's a college admissions step checklist, and then types of applications. There's the SAT and ACT calendar. There's the steps to get into Major Clarity. There's also a page in there with some of our more popular schools and their admission requirements and deadlines. So that's kind of just a little cheat sheet for you. And then just some terms to know before you apply. We know this is a lot and it can be overwhelming. Just know that if you need anything, to please reach out to your counselor. We look forward to working with you over the next year.